Welcome back to the Daily Dose. It's not daily, but this is Jeff Hansen, and I am here. Where have I been? Where did I go? Look, if you guys weren't on giveemhellbrigham.com, you don't read the newsletter, maybe you don't follow me on Twitter, I just disappeared. After months of content each and every day about BYU football, BYU basketball, it was just gone overnight without any explanation at all. Well, let's give you an explanation now for those of you who are on YouTube, have been asking. I've seen questions. I've heard questions. Where did you go? Are you bringing the Daily Dose back? Let's talk about it. First and foremost, respect to the Jake Hatches of the world. The guys who do this each and every day. It's a ton of work. It's a lot of content. It's a lot of production, editing, all that good stuff. That's a lot of work. Kudos to those who do it. I tried, and I had a blast doing it, but ultimately I got burned out. Journalism's not my full-time career. Cougar Sports Insider, all the 24/7 sports stuff, giveemhellbrigham.com, the podcasts, the radio, the magazine that I do every year. All of that's done on the side. I'm actually 15 years into a finance career. That's my job. And I just got tired making videos every single day. I got burned out. The way I would have to do it, I don't have a producer, I don't have an editor, I don't have any of that stuff. I do it all on my own. And so I would wake up every morning super early, try to hurry and record and edit and produce and publish a video for you guys every day. And I just got tired. Life got in the way, and it got really, really challenging to keep up the pace. So I just stopped. I stepped away. I walked away from it, and I didn't give any explanation. But for the last several months, I've wanted to do it. I always enjoyed it. I wanted to bring it back, but I had to figure out a way to bring back the Daily Dose, or at least some flavor of the Daily Dose, in a way that made sense for me, the way that I could keep pace with. And doing it every single day, that just wasn't going to be it. Doing it the way that I had to do it, because I'm not smart enough to, edit videos. I'm not a producer. I'm learning on the fly. I've never had any experience with any of that stuff. I'd have to record everything in one take. And if I messed up, I'd have to start over and do it all over again because I couldn't figure out, how to splice and make videos seem seamless. That just wasn't something that I had the time or the expertise to do. So for the last several months, I've been figuring it out. What will work for me? How can I do it? So here we are. We're trying this, and it's going to be a little bit different. I've got cameras that can go with me on the move. I've got the ability to edit. I've practiced. I've learned and done all that stuff. I've got the ability to edit videos on my time. So hopefully that's going to help me be able to produce more content more routinely, more videos, more talking about BYU sports, football, basketball, and more content here on this YouTube channel. So thank you guys for sticking with me. Those of you who are still here, still subscribed, awesome. Appreciate you. Those of you who left, hope you come back. Hope you find the same value in this channel, even though it's going to look a little bit different. I mean, right now I'm in my car getting ready to go to work. It's going to look a little bit different, maybe feel a little bit different, but the content, the information, my opinions, they're going to be exactly the same. And boy, there's a lot of opinions to have. Since I've been gone, Mark Pope, bye. He's gone. He's in Kentucky. Kevin Young is here. BYU's all of a sudden recruiting like a blue blood, like a juggernaut on the basketball front. That's phenomenal. Great news. And football, well, football's lost a lot of momentum. There's not a lot of excitement, not a lot of buzz about BYU football. I think the Las Vegas lines have BYU at about 4.5 wins. National pundits are putting BYU 13th, 14th, 15th in the 16-team Big 12 conference. There's still quarterback questions. There's some offensive line questions. Is the defensive line going to get better? There's a lot of question marks about BYU football. And look, when you rattle off 5 straight losses like BYU did to close out the year last year, it's tough to maintain that excitement for fans going into the next season. So it's tough. It's July. We should be geeked out and amped up for football season, but BYU fans are focused on basketball. But here I am. Maybe I'm an idiot. I've been proven wrong before. I'm a little more optimistic about this year, about BYU football in 2024 than I think the average person is, than I think the average fan is. I mean, there are BYU fans that are like, no way. BYU wins 3 wins, 4 wins maybe. I think there's a path to 7 wins, maybe 8 wins. And we'll get into the details of why I think that in the coming videos, in the coming days. But I'm a little bit more optimistic, and here's why. One, experience. BYU returns a lot of experience. And look, experience from a bad team, that's not great, But experience, first year in the Big 12, everybody knew it would be a slog. The way that it happened, the way that it all panned out, nobody predicted that. It didn't feel great, but this team will be able to learn from that, and I think that helps a lot. I'm also a little bit higher on the quarterback position. Maybe Jake Retzlaff's not going to be an NFL guy. I mean, we know that for sure. I don't know that Jake Retzlaff's even going to be an all-conference contender. Maybe not even an all-conference honorable mention, but I do think Jake Retzlaff can be better than the quarterback that he was for those 4 games. Let's go back in time and relive what Jake Retzlaff had to do. Jake Retzlaff, he came from the JUCO rank, so he's playing his first year. His freshman season, wasn't a freshman, but his rookie campaign at the FBS level. And he was playing underneath a Keaton Slovis, an upperclassman, who was playing his first year at BYU and in a new system. He didn't have that senior that he could look up to, that senior that he could learn from, because all of the quarterbacks in the room were learning the offense at the same time. All of the starter reps went to Slovis throughout the offseason, spring, throughout the fall camp. And for the bulk of the season, Slovis had to get as many reps in practice as he could because he was new to it all too, and the offense was stagnant. So Retzlaff wasn't getting starter reps, and he wasn't even maybe getting all of the QB2 reps because so many reps had to be dedicated to Slovis. So by the time Retzlaff gets there, man, he's thrown into the toughest part of BYU's schedule, plays a really tough Iowa State team, on the road, cross-country trip to West Virginia, and then ranked teams in Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. That's tough, and he didn't play well. He turned the ball over a lot. But that's a really tough circumstance, and quarterbacks can get better. John Beck, he was pretty terrible during his first 4 starts as a freshman at BYU. Jake Retzlaff's not John Beck, but John Beck got considerably better, right? I mean, we saw that from year 1 to year 2, and you see that in a lot of quarterbacks, right? Those first 4, 5, 6 games, it's tough. That first season is tough. Jake Retzlaff will improve. How much will he improve? I don't know, but he will improve, and the offense will feel a little bit more together. I like the offensive line. I think TJ Woods is the real deal. His big question mark has always been recruiting. Can he recruit? Can he bring talent in? But wherever he's been, when he has talent in the rooms that he's working with, he's been a phenomenal offensive line coach that's produced big-time results. When he hasn't had talent, yeah, things have struggled. Recruiting has been the question mark. On the field, I like what he's got. I like Isaiah Jatta. That's a big-time addition. I like Austin Leausa. That's a big-time addition. BYU beat out a bunch of Power 4 schools for those. I mean, Isaiah Jatta was down to USC and BYU. Leausa, Baylor, Houston, a bunch of Big 12 schools that were on Leausa, and BYU beat them out. We don't really talk about that. It's not, they weren't sexy ads. It wasn't Yegor Demon coming in as a lottery pick. It wasn't a KY basketball type of recruit. Those are big additions for a BYU offensive line that desperately needed them. Brayden Keim, Waylon Lapuaho comes back, and of course, Connor Pay. I like the pieces of the offensive line. It's all got to come together, but I like the pieces. I like the wide receiver room. I like the running backs. Poke Haonga is the real deal. Nobody's talking about him right now, but he came home a little bit early from his mission, joined the team. He was the real deal at Dimpview when he played there. I think he was class of 2023. He's absolutely going to find the field for BYU this year. I like the offense. I like the pieces. So we'll get into details about why and all of that stuff. The defense, we'll talk a lot about Jay Hill. Today, I really just wanted to say I'm back. I'm here. I'm sorry for leaving. I appreciate those of you who have stuck around. And we're gonna try this out. It's gonna look a little bit different. As you can see, different backgrounds, different places, different cadence, but there will be continued and routine content here for you guys on YouTube on this channel. Appreciate you guys for sticking with me. Give them hell and go Cougs.